I mean, I lived it here on a micro scale. You know, hundreds of books on this, and you realize there's a pattern. But like, it was a real life example of someone that lives the principles of an organization that I really believed was the first ever organization in that industry.
Yeah, so
to drive values and build a system of development where people were rewarded based on their alignment with the company, which was Keller Williams.
Right, and as I mentioned, I worked with Mo Anderson, and she was the first CEO after Gary Keller, and she helped grow that organization from 3,500 people to 50,000 and built it into a national brand. And she's also been to Ivy League schools and Stanford Business School and done talks and papers on bringing culture into the workplace. And she lived it. It's an integral part of who she is, and you know that you see that.
Like when you communicated consistently her language, how she carried herself. What did that look like? So
having the blessing of a weekly accountability call with her for 3 years, you know, I think the key to accountability, obviously you have to be accountable as a human being, and that for somebody else, a leader willing to hold you accountable means they genuinely care about you and they want you to get better. So the first thing for accountability, the first most important part about accountability is setting clear expectations. So a lot of lack of performance and lack of implementation comes from there aren't clear expectations of this is what's expected, here's what we do, yada. So, and set clear expectations. The second critical aspect to creating a culture of accountability is then to measure both the activities necessary, the lead indicators, and the results. So you're measuring the activities and results, and then we're able to have a consistent feedback conversation. A lot of times it's weekly, sometimes it's daily. However, you're going to have a consistent feedback conversation with somebody about the results. Scoreboard versus feelings, right? So if you and I are having a conversation and the goal was to do 10 of something and you were at 9, it's just an evidence-based conversation, not emotion.
So in a sense, they may not take it personally.
Absolutely, it's not emotional. We're just measuring results.
So you take your emotion out of it. There's less dissonance.
Right. Take the feel, and then you're doing it consistently. Right. The mistake in corporate America and businesses today, they either are semi-annual, annual reviews. Okay. So you could have a kick-ass 11 months, and then the month before your annual review would be the worst month you have in your production, and then they're just judging you on that experience, and so it as opposed to having that consistent. So if you have the consistent, most of the time, you're having a feedback conversation with somebody, you're able to celebrate the success. So you're either going to course correct based on what the result said, or you're going to celebrate and repeat. And so if you have it consistently, more times than not, you're actually celebrating with your person the results the organization is having. And then it becomes natural, okay? You're not only getting together with somebody when we need to have a conversation. And then this way, Susan Scott's, Fierce Conversations, I believe she said the relationship is the conversation. So by having the consistent conversation is how you build the relationship with your people.